Hello fellow developers, welcome back to the TechRakshit. I am Amit. Today this video will be about one single language, my IT career, how I got into IT from a non-technology background and all about it. I know this is a little bit different video that I am making, so that is why this headshot. Alright, so back in 2009 or 10 maybe, I was studying in class 8 or 9. So back in that day, computer was not very common like it is today in our surroundings. So even I had to fight with my parents to get a computer in my home. So because they thought like computer can brainwash me or I'll be playing games all the day and it will be hampering my studies. Quite okay, because I know when I got the computer at the very first time, so this was MotoGP and some other road racer, this type of games I used to play. So okay, I get the fair amount of tension they had. But computer is a fun instrument. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So I actually had to fight. Me and my brother, we both had to fight with my dad to get a computer. So it was maybe 2009. No, not 2009. 2011 actually we got our first computer. But in my school, it was very rare. Only 1 or 2 computers were there, and in the tiffin hours, so we used to play this road racer game. That is how I got very much interested in that instrument. But soon I thought like, okay, so if this is the instrument that I'm going to study with it. So class 6, 7 and 8, 9, this time I studied computer. I mean, this is a very basic computer application, how you type your name in Microsoft Word, what is mail merge, and some very silly stuffs like that. So that's how I was introduced to computer. So soon, and I thought like, okay, so it's a good instrument, so I'll study like that. But when I got past my 10th, I thought like, no, this is getting very boring, so I was not very interested with it. Although I took the subject, but my interest grew with a different subject, which is physics. So my higher studies was with physics. So I did my BSc from Hooghly Mohsen College, which is in West Bengal. There is an university, the University of Burdwan. So the college is near Chinsura. So I studied there BSc. So after doing my BSc in physics, I was so, what do you call it? I was so interested in that subject that I studied that. I thought like, no, computer is not my cup of thing, I will study with physics. I wanted to do good research. I wanted to become something big. I wanted to do something big. I wanted to become someone very big. So I studied physics. Then I cleared JAM I got into IIT Bombay. I did my masters. During masters, what happened? In my 3rd semester, we had to take projects. So that project, I was given a task which is completely related to programming. This is not destiny. I actually deliberately had chosen that because till that time I knew that programming is something that I want to do throughout my life because I loved that. So the fun part is you are giving some instruction to the computer and it is doing something for you the way you want it. So that's how my master's thesis or project went. And Professor Gopal Dixit from IIT Bombay, he was my guide. He had given me a lot of tasks and chance to flourish my programming knowledge. So it was fun during that point of time. After that, what happened in the placement season, I got placed into Byju's, the edtech company. So, but the job was not regarding software engineering or anything. Although I studied physics and then masters in physics, so I had very less idea about the total IT, full stack development and all that stuff. But I knew fair bit of basic programming like DSA, what is array, what is tree data structure, and some like what is good, what is bad, loops and all those stuff. So that's how my programming journey started. In Byju's, I was appointed as a content creator in a sense. So I was given the task of creating mathematical content. So like lot of visualization, lot of content ideas. So you can think of that as a modern day instructional designer work. So I joined Byju's in 2019 this time. So from 2019 to 2020, it was more or less nothing regarding computer programming, anything. It was totally about content creation, like mathematics and all those stuff. So from that time, I felt like, no, this is not something I do not want to do. Although that was a fun learning experience for me, but I wanted to always do something different than others. So what happened in the lockdown period, like 2020, you might remember March, April, the lockdown actually had started in India, and I actually came back to my hometown. So in home, I thought like, okay, let's make some simulations using GlowScript. Now it is renamed as VPython or Visual Python. This is a separate library now. But in 2019 or 2020, it was named as GlowScript. So since I knew Python at that point of time, so I started creating simulations. So when I started, me and my friend actually, I also have one very good friend who is Sourav Pusti. Like we actually worked together, we still work together, and he was my roommate from IIT Bombay days. So it has been 5-6 years we are together. We are actually studied together, we have done a lot of projects together. So, and even our journey is also very similar. So Sourav and me, we started building simulations. He actually had taught me how to build simulations in GlowScript. So that's how I got interested in simulation building. So now what happened, like since I knew Python and GlowScript or Visual Python, this is written in Python, it was okay. It was fair amount of functions were available to create good simulations. But what happened, like I felt like I'm actually not having that liberty of customizing a lot of stuff. So that is when we felt like, oh, no, this is not something very helpful. So we need to customize that. So what me and Sourav, what we thought, like, so the output file what VPython or GlowScript that time was giving was mostly in JavaScript file and HTML, CSS. So I thought like, okay, so since Python is giving output in JavaScript file, then this is something. We knew that JavaScript is a language, but then we thought like, let's dig into JavaScript. What is JavaScript and how we can customize all those stuff. So from that, we knew, okay, there is a language JavaScript, and believe me, this one single language JavaScript has turned my career into, how I call it, it has given me a boost in my career, professionally, personally, and in many senses. You know how JavaScript is popular. It is most probably the first or second popular language in the world currently, and it can be used to develop many things. So that's how we got introduced to JavaScript. We started digging into it, and after a couple of months, maybe 4 or 5 months, we thought, okay, we are good with HTML, CSS and JavaScript to build small simulations. I did not know what is front end, what is back end, what is server. No, I didn't know that point of time. But I know HTML, CSS, and CSS, I liked it. I liked CSS very much because I had very much interest in creating designs, colors. Like I was very, how do I call it? Like in my Byju's days, I used to do a lot of visual stuff, creating storyboards, colorful things, colored themes, and all those stuff. So CSS was really interesting. I mean, I still love it, but I mean, okay, people may say that this is very boring, but I know once you know something deeply, you will love it. So CSS, I love that. Then HTML, this is a basic hypertext markup language. So markup language. So that's those three stuffs, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, were very interesting. So that's how we got interested in that. So soon we realized that HTML can be used to create websites, very basic landing pages using CSS to style, and JavaScript to create the interaction like button click and some animations very. But then we thought like, okay, so what if this is if I talk about the timeline, then it is 2021. We got very good projects in Byju's, and using that projects or building that projects, we learned so many new things. So there was some game engine like Coco Studio. I used Coco Studio. There, all you need to learn TypeScript, or you gotta use TypeScript for building games. And I got a little bit of hint that, okay, what is TypeScript then? So that's how you learn one language, then second language, frameworks, and all those stuff. So this is the time 2021 when I thought like, okay, I got something good. I learned many things. 2021, from April to end of 2022, I got learned something. So next, what happened when I thought like, it is okay, I got many things, but since I was not doing a proper software development job or HD or software engineering job, I thought like, I need to learn something. I need some more frameworks or libraries to learn, and I got some course. I have done a little small course in Udemy, course of web development by Coldstily. It is very famous, and at that point of time it was costing me around 400 rupees or 450 rupees. So I purchased that. Although I didn't complete the course. I know what happens with Udemy courses with a lot of people, but I also could not complete that, so I do not have any certificate on that. Sorry for that, but that is the reality. So I skipped a lot of lectures because I already knew that, because I know what is object, what is function and stuff. So from that lecture also I learned something about promises, async operations, and some. And after halfway completing that, I thought like, no, I need to learn some libraries. So we got introduced to Node.js from that course. I got introduced to. Then from Node.js, I got the hang of what is some frameworks like Angular, React. Actually, I knew that. During that time, I actually started applying for jobs, but all the jobs were requiring HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React or Angular, one framework or a library for UI development. So that point of time, I knew what is front end, what is server, what is back end, and all stuff. So that actually has helped me understand what is required in the industry. You can't go to the industry saying, hey, I know JavaScript, can you please give me a job? No, that's how it doesn't work. You have to work on some project on yourself, on your own. You have to learn something. You have to build good projects to showcase to the interviewer so that they get impresses. Since I'm not coming from computer science background, or I did not have any experience on technology, so it was the best that I built my own project to showcase my skills. So that's how things actually work. I mean, it might not be true right now, but back in 2021, it actually worked for me. So I built few projects on React and JavaScript, HTML, CSS, so I could showcase that, host that in GitHub pages, and showcase those projects. When I actually searched for LinkedIn jobs, I got to know, hey, there is something called React. So you have to learn React, or there is something called Angular. So I picked React because I thought like this is the most popular thing in that point of time. So I picked React. I started learning that. The time frame is 2021 end, 2022 starting, and from that time I knew that React is a very popular library. I got the hang of the hooks, class components, functional components, and multiple things. So I learned React. I had built project for few companies. So what happens? Few companies actually give you some assignments to complete. Once you complete that assignment, after that they will call you for interviews. So I had done that also. So that is no problem. So yeah, I mean, that's how I got interested in React. So when I started applying for jobs, it was 2022, start of 2022, March or April. But I have applied for maybe more than 500 or 600 companies. And from Naukri.com, they used to call me. They used to reject my resume. They used to tell me that, hey, can you change that? Can you learn that or that? And I was very genuine with that. But so actually more than 500 companies I applied, but got interview call from maybe 30 or 40 odd companies. And most of them actually have rejected me. But but at the end of 2022, mid of 2022, around August or September, I got 3 offers from 3 companies. I can't disclose the name. One you can find in my LinkedIn profile if you visit. And I actually got into HeroBird. So that is the company. Then currently I'm in HCL. So from HeroBird, what happened, like HeroBird was shifting their location from Bangalore to Delhi, but I was not happy, or I was not willing to relocate to Delhi. So I again looked for another opportunities, and then the recruiter from HCL actually called me, and I got into HCL. So that is how my software engineering journey has been. So the thing is, I did not study computer science. I studied physics. I studied my master's from IIT Bombay. There, the life for 2 years was nothing unmatched. It is actually once in a lifetime opportunity. Even if you go into any IIT or any NIT, BITS or any good colleges, it is not about the infrastructure. It is about the people you meet. So my roommate Sourav, I met him in IIT Bombay. So he was my roommate from 2018, and he actually changed my life. So this is the fun part. Sourav, I really love you, buddy. So if you are watching, thank you very much for giving me or teaching me all these things. So yeah, this is for you. So the fun of big institutions are not the infrastructure. It is all about the peer that you work with, you talk with, you spend the day with, and you get the connection. So that is why LinkedIn, if you have LinkedIn, then bring good connection and you'll be happy that how much it will help you. Definitely you need to interact, not through the direct messages or something. Post, comment. So if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, then here is my LinkedIn ID. You can follow me and whatnot. Also, I love photography, so I take fair amount of photos. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, then here is my Instagram ID. You can follow me. So yeah, and I think that this is it, because I do not want to make it more longer, because it is already more than few minutes now. 10-20 minutes. So thank you very much, and I think it will help you, inspire you, nothing is impossible. Nothing can take you what you are destined for. Nobody can take it from you. You can definitely get into this. And yeah, thank you very much. Follow me for more such stories. Subscribe, maybe if you love what I'm sharing. Thank you very much.